Hello from the studio of my attic bedroom.
Yes, attic bedroom.
I have a little intro for you.
Oh, you have an intro.
Yes. Today, I'm joined by Tony Award-winning actor, former cheerleader, zombies enthusiast,
yes.
and Taco Bell's worst nightmare. You know him, you love him. My biological son, Grayson Reese.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, Angel. What's been on your mind? I was about to hand you this, but you have one.
I have one. I'm hungry right now.
Girl, we're so hungry.
We had a piece of toast, and she is making me work these 12-hour work days. I had a piece of toast with some marmalade on it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I felt like British because it reminded me of like, what's that?
Paddington.
Yeah, Paddington when he ate all like the marmalade.
Paddington Bear, yeah.
Also reminded me of Christina Aguilera because Queer Lady Marmalade.
We had marmalade toast. We had 7 Brew. We're shaking, shitting, hungry. It's fine. Really quickly, let's enlighten the people of the village with our first impressions of each other that we talk about all the time. We know each other from theater. Everyone who's the 4 people who are watching this know that. We met literally 7 years ago, 7 years strong. This bitch is never leaving my clutches.
Sadly.
Get me out. But we did Mary Poppins together, and then I was the White Witch, and then
I was a dwarf.
He was my dwarf in Narnia the musical. What do you remember about this?
Like why? I knew you'd pull some stuff. Girl, I thought it was given. This is drag right here. This is drag. This is a photo. It was actually my first named role in the show. I was Mr. Punch. I was this puppet in Mary Poppins, and I had to scare people. And I let my 5-inch forehead show in this, so a lot of things have changed.
I didn't know who all these little children were. I just knew Grayson because he was infamous. I just knew him from him like running around the room and pushing people and like being crazy with his little friend group of other
I don't talk to them anymore.
13-year-olds. That was my first impression, is like bratty, like crazy kid who's like so funny.
Yeah.
My
first impression of Callie was granola. Like, you had to meet Callie back then. It's like a whole different person. She was Nature Valley girl. She was doing everything for not herself.
Living for the glory of the Lord,
yes.
Some might say.
Like, we didn't talk to like for real till like Tech Week. So we were in the show for like months and we seen each other. Then we became besties during Tech Week, and I have a photo with her that's like where we're all covered in like smut because we were like chimney sweep.
Smut.
Is that what it's called? Soot. Oh.
We were covered in smut.
We were just like these random people in the background of Step in Time because they were tap dancing. We were just like in the background.
We were chimney sweeps together. Yes, that photo was very iconic. So, okay, this is not a childhood trauma podcast, at least not this episode, but you brought up wanting to talk about our southern roots. Yeah, we can bring the chili cheese Fritos in. Both of us, like, have, I think, very different southern roots. A lot of my family is Tennessee and Mississippi, so I have, like, deep, like, antebellum South on my dad's side, like Mississippi family, and then my mom's side is like Tennessee Hills native side.
Well, originally my family's from Russell Springs, Kentucky, in Russell County. So my grandpa grew up there in Russell County. He graduated, and like a couple of days after his, a couple of days after his graduation, he went up to Indy for like new jobs and stuff. And so that's how my like family's like in Indy right now, because he did jobs, but like the rest of my family's still down there. Literally the year I was born, when I was born, he said I'm gonna move to Texas because he knew what was coming. The black sheep was born.
He knew the fire that was about to be unleashed on the family.
Yeah.
A lot of people can relate to this even if their family is not Southern. Your family wanting their values to be your own values, and if their version of what your values should be does not align with like what they have in mind, it obviously can cause conflict, which is true of every generational gap. But something about the Southern roots, it does create a lot more conflict.
A lot more conflict.
Definitely. It's just a constant journey with family who's like that to define your own life while also rediscovering those roots and staying true. Why are you laughing?
Sorry, you're getting like so deep when I'm over here munching.
He's crunching.
Try to be quiet.
So my question is, what do you see as staying true to your Southern roots? Like, what's your version of staying true to your Southern roots while also still very much being your own person, doing what you want, etc., etc.?
Yes. Well, as like a gay man, if you did not know, necessarily like
to many.
The words gay and like Southern usually you don't hear like a lot besides like hatred or like not hate, like usually hatred, just like they just don't coexist together.
Because like, lately you've been like really in your Southern era, like in your country era the past couple years.
Like at my college, I'm known as like the country gay because I don't know. It's like my own, like this is like my own version of like country. Like I like to wear like camo and I like to wear cowboy boots and I really like listening to like country music, like the country music.
I mean, there's a space for that too that's starting to emerge, definitely with Orville Peck, Casey Musgraves, even like Kelsey Ballerini.
And Dolly, like Dolly's been here for years.
Dolly is like the foundation of all these other people. Because there's a way to like get back to your Southern roots and like rediscover it for yourself, but still have the maybe more progressive values that you want to have. And I love that.
Yeah.
I love that about you. What do you see as a negative of Southern values, and then what do you see as a positive thing that you pull from that, or even specifically the way that you've been raised, etc.?
Well, a negative thing is about Southern values is the acceptance of like hatred, if that makes sense. Because like most of the people down there are raised to think about a certain way about like minority groups, have these certain views. Because I like honestly like my family is like in like the southern part of Kentucky, so it's literally out in the middle of nowhere, and people, it's like a small town energy, like small town vibes, like, you know, stuff in a small town spreads really easily. And so like they all like, it's insane how like they all like have to like upkeep with like each other these stunts to like be like the best family. It's like insane. People down there will have these like big birthday parties, these big parties just to be like, look what I can do, can you do that? And they'll just have like all this food. It's like they're trying to like outdo each other. Why can't you just like exist? Like I thought the country was supposed to be peaceful. Like girl, country roads, like girl, who's she? Like,
the isolation of a small area as well, I think really adds to that, because everyone just feeds off of, even in small towns in the Midwest where we are, the smaller almost, like I love a small town vibe, don't get me wrong, love it, huge part of me, but I think the isolation and the fact that everyone does know everyone else, and it's easier to spot any sort of outliers or black sheeps because it's all black sheep, because it's all so status quo and so similar.
it's like, that it's like it is weird down there, because like I've had like my experience as a gay man, but like seeing like the experiences, because my sister-in-law, she is Hispanic, seeing like how differently my like nephew and niece are treated. For one example, I'll call them like these people. I really don't care. So they have a county fair every year, and for the first year, I don't think she was even won yet, but she won first place because she was like white passing at the time, because my brother is white, and so like she was white passing ever since, like she, like for the past like 2 years, ever since she's been like looking more like Hispanic and like getting more like the features in. She's not been like placing at all. Like she won't even place in like the top 10. Like those like you didn't place, like she'll get participation. I'm like, what the?
That's crazy.
And my brother will even like say something about that, and my brother is the most like redneck person, like, you know, he's like, that's messed up. So like even if like my brother will see something wrong with that, it's like wild. Like beauty standards too. I literally will go to the store, like we'll go to the store in their pajamas, but like they have to be like beautiful and like have their hair did and like stuff like that, and I'm like,
that's like deep South vibes. And Kentucky's not even really what I would consider the deep South
at all.
We've now reached the time in our program where we will be taking questions from our thousands of adoring fans. If you don't like the sound of us crunching chili cheese Fritos,
they're so good. I've had these since like my childhood.
See yourself out. Madeline,
oh my god,
asked, what's the cuntiest color?
That's it?
That's the first one.
Probably like hot pink. Cause I feel like that's like giving like bimbo, like straight cuntiness, like, you know.
Okay, you saying bimbo, white, the whole like Slavic, like Russian bimbo vibe that people are into. I think white can be very cunty. Also green. Like a lime, brat green. Yeah. Ella, hey girl, She said, what buys happiness? What can buy your happiness? She said kindness? Money? Question mark?
Friendship. I like friendship.
I was gonna say money.
Awesome. I do believe money can buy happiness. As a poor person, I truly believe money can buy happiness. But one of the most things that makes me happier is like, well, my friendships in life, because that makes me like want to like move forward and try better for my friends.
Yes, I think friendship is a huge part of that.
I feel like it's an outlet for me. Like all my friends just hang out and stuff.
Yes. She asked, "What's the worst sport?" Golf, because it's boring.
I like watching lacrosse. My sister played that. It was just so like fast paced, and that's hard. Shout out to my high school's girls lacrosse team. The net is like shorter. Like the net for boys is like longer because they get to like tackle each other. But like the girls with the nets is just like shorter, so it's like harder to keep that ball in there. But I think soccer. I don't like soccer.
I used to be so obsessed with soccer because I grew up like Mary-Kate and Ashley soccer era. Ella also said dream podcast guest. I mean,
Dolly.
Oh, for some reason, Charlie is who first came to mind. Charlie XCX, but that's just because she's on the brain.
Tiana from
crazy.
Canceled.
Dolly would be wild. Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, Def.
Stephen King. Oh my word. I would have so many questions for Stephen King.
These two.
Is that Matt Damon and Ben Affleck?
Yes, because I need to ask them.
If the rumors are true.
They better, I believe that wholeheartedly. But like, it makes sense. Like, they're in love. They're in love.
Scariest thing about men from Ella.
Oh my gosh. Like, my anxiety daily is because of men. Like, legit. I remember when you were talking about this. I'm like, I hate parking lots. I have a fear of parking lots. I have to admit it. It's scary. Like, I hate being in a parking lot and a car pulls up right next to you. But, like, if a woman would come out, I'd be like, whew. But a man.
I think a lot of issues, even from all the studies I've done on serial killers and the like, I think so much of the root issue with male rage and aggression is a lack of feeling like the space to address any emotions that they might have. I think it all just goes back to like the gender roles, for lack of a better word, and like girls, you know, you're a girl if you cry, you're a sissy if you do this, you're gay if you do this. And I think that builds up so much rage and resentment, and then also kind of ties into like a need to control women because you're better than them and that whole thing. I think a lot of it comes from that.
Scary. Men just scare me.
It's scary. So I've always said about like so many situations that I hear about, or just certain men in general, if they had the space to release those emotions positively in the way that women just kind of naturally do.
Therapy.
Go to therapy. Men, go to therapy. Please. Trixie and Katya moment. That's gonna be our little tag. Men, go to therapy. Please. Favorite fall activities?
Ooh.
Us pretending it's fall right now. It's like 80 degrees outside.
It's gonna get so hot when I go to school. Like,
August I think is some of the worst month for heat, and you're already in the fall vibes by August, and it's not happening.
Like, my favorite fall activity is 100% Halloween.
Real?
Halloween, you have to be there to know it. Even though I only lasted one night last year, but
He said, wouldn't you like to know?
It's like magical. Halloween is magical. Like, you have to be there.
I love that.
Also, like, pumpkin drinks. I love a pumpkin chai with my whole heart and soul. I would do anything for a pumpkin chai right now.
Me too, bitch. For me, it's not so much the weekend itself, especially lately. Halloween's been falling on a weekday.
Yeah.
I have to go to work and it's so lame. But it's like the build-up. It's definitely the build-up through the whole season. Starting like late August all the way through.
Yes, watching scary movies. Haunted house. I love haunted houses, but they're so freaking expensive.
We need to go. They're so expensive. We need to go to one, but we just haven't yet. Yeah. Every fall activity is a favorite fall activity. Which celebrity is like a personal enemy to you? From Ella. Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift is one of them. Like,
Ella loves Taylor Swift. To this viewer, my apologies. We have been over this.
I like some of her songs, but like, just like, I feel like there's so many more artists who deserve the like fame that she is. I feel bad because like, I shouldn't be shaming other artists.
Girl, it's a whole conspiracy that I will be featuring in later
but
episodes.
Like, I don't know.
Crazed.
Like, I seen the Eras tour. I'm like,
He said I went.
I did not. I think clip.
I was there, front row. Meh.
I like Speak Now.
There's other.
Josie Siwa's been making me angry lately.
Do tell.
She's just been pissing me off. Like, She was like, I was such a bad girl. No, you weren't, bitch. You were on Dance Moms. You had your boat. You were doing nice.
You had your unicorn line
like,
in Walmart.
That bitch was making millions of dollars on her bows, and she decided to throw it out the window one day.
She's growing up.
You know, she's like the #1 disliked music video of the year so far. Like, Karma has like millions of dislikes.
She passed like Friday by Rebecca Black.
That's a fire song. Rebecca Black does not deserve a hate.
That song has had its resurgence. People love it. For all the lighting changes that are happening.
Have you seen the conspiracy theory
no, they aren't.
that song was about the JFK assassination?
No.
Wake up in the morning, get my bowl of cereal. JFK had cereal that morning. Gotta get down on Friday. Gotta get down because of like the shooting. And Kickin in the front seat, the driver's name was like Kickin, or at least last name was like Kickin. Oh, I thought I saw Spider. And that information is from me watching Shane Dawson back in 2017. So sorry about that.
Peace and love.
I don't think that's true at all. I thought it was funny.
Okay, since we're just apparently talking about things that are vaguely scary, Izzy, scariest situation y'all have been in? I'm not sure together that we've been in any like really scary situation together.
What is the scariest situation I've ever been in? I like every day of my life.
I know. I was like, there's a lot of scary situations I think in different ways between us.
And like me and Izzy were in the you can put this in. Me and Izzy were in the kitchen. Like we have this like box of like cat food that we could feed the cats, and this moved across the room. And
the cat food moved across the room.
Yeah, that sounds fake. That's what, but it was scary. No, that area, like, by my room is so weird because I'll be, like, hearing, like, clinking and shit outside. But I'm like, who the fuck is cooking? But no one's out there. It's kind of scary. But also the other day, my cousin was in the living room. He's like, who else is here? I was like, no one. He's like, who just walked by? And I was like...
The bell.
I said, hello. I said, hello.
I think it's easy to romanticize wanting your house to feel haunted because sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish I'd had, like, certain experiences. But I think in actuality, it's very scary. My biggest fear used to be getting kidnapped, understandably, for a young child, a young girl. We were waiting on my mom somewhere, and this old-ass creepy man walked around to our van. And I was not exaggerating the situation. This genuinely did happen. He was, like, right by my window. The doors, like, our van was, like, blacked out at the time, or the windows were tinted. He was, like, trying to open the handle. And since it was a 2-passenger, I, like, made my sister open the door on the other side, and we ran out into the place where my mom was. And then we got yelled at because she was like, you don't leave the car. And I was like, Miss Ma'am, I'm not going to sit in the car and wait while this old man opens the van door that I'm currently sitting in. So we ran out of the van when this old man was trying to get inside. That was very scary.
Well, we thought we were getting robbed.
That was awful.
Yes, I remember that because we had to, like, fucking, like, call the police, and it was bad.
That was horrifying. It was very scary.
This person, like, on multiple times trying to enter our house, but it was probably, like, a drug addict or something. Well, my dad had his gun. He's like, get my gun. I was like, I'm not touching that.
Living in the middle of nowhere, a lot of barns around here. We have a barn.
Fuck that.
And in the middle of the night, I went downstairs as a young person. I was maybe like 14, maybe younger, I don't know. My mom and my grandma, my dad was not home, were at the door with a police officer middle of the night. And he said, yeah, we just got a report from your neighbors that they saw 2 people running towards your barn.
Oh, I think you should tell me about that.
So apparently there were people in the middle of the night, like, running towards our barn, like, to hide in our barn, to do who knows what in our barn. That's, like, my biggest fear living out in the country. Because I remember when we first moved here, I overheard these women in the store as a child, it's like a core memory, talking about, like, yeah, and there was just a man living in their barn. And I was just standing there as a 7-year-old, like,
no, thank you.
Literally worst fear, living in your walls.
We literally have a Bruno in my house. Literally, because stuff will just go missing randomly.
Don't love that. There's definite cons that come to living out in the middle of nowhere. People hiding in your barn, people living in your house. Yeah, you guys have like a poltergeist. Oh man. I'm sitting like so much
they match.
Favorite Monster High doll?
Frankenstein. The original ones. These.
Go off.
These. What are these? I'm sorry. She's fierce. She's fierce.
I love my girls. However.
But like, I want the like Generation 1 Monster High dolls, and I will speak on that. I was a Frankenstein girl. Frankenstein was my favorite. Like, that doesn't even look like Cleo.
And I didn't grow up having any of the original ones.
I did. I think my
Did you really?
I think my birth giver still has them.
We're breaking in.
Girl.
Operation Get Those Dolls Back. Oh my god. Claudine's one of my favorites. I love Claudine. I love Gulia. Gulia yelps.
Gulia.
That's my favorite. Gulia. I love her. She's so expensive.
I love Abby too. Abby's one of my favorites too.
Our favorites at the moment are right here. Jasmine.
I love Jasmine.
I forced all these people to ask questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Current favorite songs. I need suggestions.
Oh.
You got the same artist on loop constantly. Not that I don't, but...
Thunderstruck AC/DC, Naked in Manhattan, Chapel, Casual Chapel, Brat, the whole album of Brat by Charlie XCX has been on repeat.
A lot of Charlie XCX going on right now. A lot of 80s songs. I would recommend...
The whole Saltburn soundtrack.
Throw a little Def Leppard in there. That's
Yes,
always feel good. Summertime I listen to a lot, as much like 80s rock alternative vibes as I can.
I cannot say any of my musical theater stuff. I've been trying not to listen to as much musical theater because it's so...
Why? It's not embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing when my Spotify
Spotify
rap comes around and it's like...
Sutton Foster.
I love Sutton Foster. I'm a Sutton Foster fan.
Not embarrassing.
One of your girls' Troy Sivan. That song that like changed me as a boy.
Extremely important question. Gay son or thought daughter? Both. Gay thought twins.
Hey.
Obviously I have to say gay son. Who would I be?
My dad got all in one.
Shot snot out of my nose.
Izzy is not thought daughter.
You're all of it.
I'm all of it.
He does it all. Jasmine also said, who's your favorite person to road trip with and why is it Julie Albright? My American Girl doll. I do take her on all my road trips. Highly recommend, if you please.
My nasty aunt. She's mentioned nasty aunt. When did you know theater/performing was your passion?
From Kathy. Thank you, Kathy.
In 4th grade. Because we did these little plays at my school. What did we do? What was my first one? We did the Kwanzaa play. I was the Kickin' Chicken.
What is the Kwanzaa play?
Basically we went through like the days of Kwanzaa.
Love.
That Jazzy will talk about that play for years because she lost the role of Ruby Bridges to a white girl.
Stop! Stop!
Yeah.
What do you mean they cast a white girl's Ruby Bridgers?
But like the thing is like the girl casting.
Ruby Bridges. Not Ruby Bridgers. Ruby Bridgers. I said Phoebe Bridgers.
Some tea right there is, I remember I was at a cast party when I used to do with some theater group. And I was talking about, I don't know how Ruby Bridges got brought up, but he was like, who's that? And I was like, you don't know who Ruby Bridges is? He's like, is that the girl with the show? And I was like, Oprah? I was like, what the are you teaching? No.
Oh.
I was like, hello? They are not...
Homeschooling did him wrong.
Yeah, I don't like homeschoolers. I'm just kidding. You're the exception. All my siblings at the time were doing like sports, and I was like, what is this? I was like, I don't think this is for me. Then like I moved to a new school, and like they had a theater like thing, and I like everyone did theater back then. It was a cool thing. It was just something I really liked because I could be funny. That's sad. That's just it's just getting sad because I was a funny guy. I made friends. That's how I made friends through theater.
But so many people have that experience. It's an outlet for like weird kids. It's an outlet for kids that are overlooked and want to feel like they're seen and funny.
Then I did like this like theater class, and like it was like all these rich ass kids. So like I've been in commercials. I did this, and they're like, "What's yours?" I was like, "I did the Kwanzaa play at my school," and they're like, oh.
I played Ruby Bridges.
I did not. I've been doing theater ever since 4th grade.
Obviously, I've always loved playing, pretending, imagination. Still do. Never will stop that. I was petrified. I danced for 14 years. I didn't have to talk. I was like petrified to talk on stage. And singing was out of the question. Absolutely out of the question. Grayson's like, and it should have stayed that way.
I don't think that bad.
Not that bad.
Oh, that sounds like a bit.
Yeah.
What did you do did you do a monologue for your Mary Poppins audition?
Yes, I did a monologue from The Help. Obviously it was a Skeeter monologue. I wasn't monologuing like a Octavia Spencer
I like
thing.
how it was Mary Poppins. You said The Help.
I said The Help because I had just learned that in my drama class in high school. So finally worked up the courage to ask about auditions at a local place that did plays and dance and stuff like that. And they did a tiny little production of Dr. Dolittle. And I played Dr. Dolittle, and that was my first role, my first anything. And I was a junior in high school. And then yeah, from there was when we met, because then I saw that a group my best friends were in was doing Mary Poppins, and I was like, okay.
What motivates you during school year during performances?
This is a you question. That's fun.
What motivates me during school is not to fail. Just because I just have all these people supporting me and I do not want to let them down. I'm like, I have to do this. Because school can be stressful sometimes. Even though I am a theater major, it is hard. To all those people on the Barstool page who's saying that theater was the easiest major, I dare you do it for 2 seconds. You would not be able to last that. I get it. It's not like nursing hard, but it's just so mentally hard. Like,
you have to like let go of your ego. Even just doing acting exercises, you have to be willing to feel embarrassed all the time.
Yes, you need to learn like it's okay to fail sometimes. like not like the class, but like do bad sometimes. You don't
fail the class, but like mentally you can fail.
You have to like stop comparing yourself to other people, because that's like what I did. Like I still do that a lot.
I was about to say, I'm loving this pot kettle black moment, preaching to the choir. Keep
going.
Like
I like, it's like just so hard because like, oh, that person's so talented at this. But like I truly love my school and like everyone, like, because it was just so nice, and like we're a family. So
you're bringing a story to life.
Like all the hard work is before the performances. So. What's your favorite color, favorite food, favorite song to sing?
Oh, love.
You go first.
Favorite color, black and orange, pumpkin orange, dark orange, pasta, burritos, sushi, everything. I love all food. I love singing a sad song. I love having a Lizzie McAlpine moment, singing a sad little ditty in the car.
My favorite colors are like pink, purple, like a sage green.
Ooh, love a sage green, like an evergreen.
My favorite food is my dad's mac and cheese, sushi, Taco Bell. Then my favorite song to sing right now is Feel Like Babe. I got my whole family addicted to Chaperone. Who's your biggest celebrity inspiration? Oh my god.
I take inspiration from so many people. Tim Burton, Winona Ryder,
Dolly,
Lana, Kate Bush, oh my god.
Tana Mojo.
Real. Us blanking on like every
I'm so bad at this.
We just said some, but...
Kim Kardashian.
A lot of like directors and actors, anyone that creates a very specific look and vibe with the stuff that they make and really sticks to that is someone that I love. We're now in the segment where we're going to be sharing our top 5 films that have shaped us into who we are today. We're cinema buffs, we're movie buffs, we're cinephiles.
These are my top 5 are in no specific order, but the number 1 on right here is Jennifer's Body. Jennifer's Body shaped me as a human being. The scene of her walking down the hallway in her heart jacket, that truly shaped me as a person who I am today. I feel like that movie is just so like camp and like gory. I think it's like Megan Fox's like favorite project she's ever done, because I feel like there's nothing like that. Like she eats boys. Yeah, like that kind of line. Boys are just places. They come and they go. Like she's truly so iconic in that movie, and it really shaped me as the person I am today.
I had never seen anything like that movie when I first watched it. Shout out Diablo Cody, who also wrote Lisa Frankenstein.
I love that movie.
Her. Yes, she's the writer. Yeah, I finally watched it in Montana. It was so great. My first film is Peter Pan, 2003. I think many girlies would relate to being in love with Peter Pan. Of course, notwithstanding the extreme cultural appropriation that is in all Peter Pan stories that needs to be fixed. Peter Pan is like the deepest part of my inner soul. That's just where I'm living all the time, is in Neverland. That sounds creepy. Not Michael Jackson's Neverland, Peter Pan, Neverland. I don't know how to like actually properly put it into words, how much Peter Pan means to me. But
my second choice is The Breakfast Club. This is usually my go-to answer when someone asks my favorite movie. This is like one of the movies I watched like kind of recently. It was like a year ago, but like
you watched it at a time where it really like impacted
resonated with you, like, when I was in high school. And I've like acted like I've been out of high school, but I've only been out of high school for like a year. But I don't know, that movie just stuck with me because I thought it was such good cinema, and like I'm like a huge fan of the 80s, even though the 80s probably wasn't a huge fan of me. I don't know, it's just like something like I never knew I needed. It was just like so many iconic lines, and even though there's some like things they do that shouldn't, using the word that rhymes with hag a lot, but hey.
That's how I felt too, discovering all of John Hughes movies. So like Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink, all of that. Especially Pretty in Pink, that's my pick. And Dead Poets Society is the same way. It's something that I didn't know I needed to see in cinema. The dialogue is in a lot of those 80s films is so interesting.
Don't you. Riz, shout out to Riz. That's me and Riz's favorite movie.
My second one, we've talked about this before, Snow White and the Huntsman, circa 2014, I think, 15, with Kristen Stewart. People probably sleep on this movie. That movie is so incredible. Charlize Theron is the evil queen.
Oh, isn't she like the golden girl? She's like golden.
Yes, she steps out of like a gold bath, dirty Kristen Stewart in her ripped up dress, clawing her way through like the dark forest. You have not lived until you've seen Kristen Stewart in chainmail.
My third choice is The First Wives Club. It's about like these wives whose husbands divorced them and left them for like a younger woman. like women. It has Goldie Hawn, Diane Keaton, Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, Maggie Smith.
That's right.
Like Ivanka Trump. No, Ivana Trump, not Ivanka Trump. Ivana Trump's in that. I forgot she's in that. But it's such an iconic movie to me because it shaped me as a young gay man, seeing these iconic women like destroying these men's lives, and it was just
like 9 to 5.
It is. It's like 9 to 5. It gives 9 to 5. Like it's like 90s New York, and it's just so iconic. And it's like one of those movies. Like I was forced to watch it. I was like, I don't want to watch this, but like it stuck with me for like years. Like I watched it like with someone I want to feel happy.
Okay, I do think I know my third one. I'm gonna switch it up. It. You knew this was coming.
This is my favorite fun fact about Callie, that her comfort movie is it. And when it's when people want that and they just think she's crazy, I'm like, hey.
It is so good. It's the perfect summer movie. Do you remember that when they're like, it's summer, you're supposed to be having fun, and they keep saying that to him and he's so mad because he's not having fun. You say it's summer one more fucking time. Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise is fantastic. As much as Tim Curry is the love of my life, the casting for all the kids is perfection. They're all still friends to this day, and it makes my soul cry. That's so cute. Yeah. When he folds himself out of the fridge, that scene changed me. That scene changed me. When he unfolds himself from the fridge.
Where's my jewel? Aren't they gay in it?
Huh?
Well, like the choppy.
Yes. Richie and Eddie are in love, and Stephen King is a coward. Because he writes about it and he shows it in like the second movie, but he doesn't ever like follow through. He just teases it just for it to be there, but he never actually like gives any concrete scenes about them together. And they're so in love, and it's so sad.
My next pick is a controversial pick because not a lot of people like this. I think they just think it's odd.
They just think it's odd.
Saltburn.
Oh, real?
I love Saltburn with my whole heart, so I think that is true cinema right there because they had the audacity to have Barry in that bathtub licking up. I would be in there with a boba straw. If it was like a Lordy, I would be in there so quickly.
A boba straw is crazy.
Yes. I love that movie, so I just rewatched it.
Saltburn is a masterpiece.
It's so good. It has such a good cast of acting in it. And like you want to, like it just has so many like turns. And
again, shout out Emerald Fennell, my favorite director.
You know, she was in Barbie.
Yes.
She was Midge.
Yes. The Little Princess. This is very niche, but it's the book and a film that is incredible, and it's a girl, it's like Victorian orphanage core, which was my life as a child and still is. She befriends like a little servant girl, and there's this whole thing with her and like this doll that she has, that she loves this doll, and she always talks about how the dolls are like alive, and when you leave the room they talk to each other and walk around and they put themselves back in the same place when you come back, like Toy Story, whatever. A Little Princess did it first. And that definitely also impacted me.
My last pick is Steel Magnolias.
Oh! Dagger to the heart.
I love that movie. It's so sad.
It's so sad.
That's
Julia
like
Roberts eats in that.
Yes, that's like one of the only movies that can make me cry. It reminds me of like home because a bunch of Southern women.
Yes, and Dolly Parton's
Like that has to like Julia Roberts, Dolly Parton, Sally Field. It's so good. I love that movie so much, Kelly. And I showed my friends at school and they liked it too.
It's so good. I think I have my last one.
I think I know what it is because I'm surprised you haven't said it yet.
Wait, what is it?
Little Women.
It's an honorable mention. That one's an honorable mention on here. But no, period. Little Women is always in my brain. That's an honorable mention that I have. There's one I'm surprised you didn't say, but...
What?
Coraline.
Oh.
I totally thought Coraline would be like the first one.
No.
But there's so many that like are just, you forget them because they're so ingrained.
Coraline is so like you.
But the last one I put on there that you just recently watched is The Florida Project.
Stop. That movie ruined me.
Because, that movie is another one that just truly shaped me. A, because I'd never seen anything like it, and B, the director, Sean Baker. I watched that and I was like, this is the exact kind of film that I want to make, because it's very loosely scripted for the kids. Like, he would just tell the kids, like, talk about ice cream, and then he would film them and just let it flow very naturally.
I almost cried. That movie almost made me cry, that ending.
It is so brutal, but it's so gorgeously shot and beautifully done.
Okay, I have 5 honorable mentions.
Okay.
Easy A, because I am a Stone, and Amanda Bynes. Mitch Gardner. Sorry. They're just so iconic in that movie. I love that movie so much. Red, White, Royal Blue, because I am a gay man, and that changed me for real.
Ew.
Like that. I read.
Perez.
Yes, I read the book. I actually read the book. Then I watched the movie.
Literally King.
3 Zombies.
Real. I was waiting for that.
That was part of my gay awakening. Oh man, I'm in that. I was like, I really like this movie, and I don't know why.
Watching Zombies for the plot. You watched it for the plot.
I could quote all the songs. I like that. Like truly shaped me. Peep the photos I made in like 2019 of me and my love.
Oh, yes. Oh my word, I forgot that was
know.
so long ago, yeah.
These last two are like movies I haven't like watched until like the most recent weeks, but they've traditionally. Uptown Girls.
Well, I have never seen that.
That movie was so good. I love, because like all the I miss Brittany Murphy. Never met her.
We're gonna deep dive about Brittany Murphy later.
Yeah, I love Brittany Murphy so much because like she's so iconic, and it's just like a feel good movie. My last one, which was Good Will Hunting.
Oh.
Because of the lore, but also it was such a good film. Like it was like well written.
Honorable mentions, Little Women, because that is another deepest part of my soul forever. Joe March, Supremacy. Hugo, super niche. Did you ever watch that?
I saw it in the movie theater, so that was really cool.
Yes.
I was like 5.
Yeah.
So.
Hugo is what made me want to be a filmmaker at all. It literally like changed my life in every possible way. Rebel Without a Cause, because...
Oh, it's right there.
Hello. Yeah. One of the greatest movies ever. And then The Truman Show.
I want to watch that.
Okay, you need to. That literally blew my mind. And it's so... Slay! What are your final thoughts? Get me out of here and give me food.
I feel like I just did so bad.
Stop!
Because I was like joking with her last night. I was like, I'm just going to give you like bad answers on purpose. But I feel like I just gave you like bad answers.
You didn't. Well... Thank you for tuning in to this mess of an episode. I'm giddy to actually be filming something with someone that's not just me. I love you so much. I love you so much. This man leaves fucking candles burning while he's sleeping.
It's not near my bed.
The flames can move.
I like the aesthetic of the candle, okay? It makes me feel like so.
So you like wake up and it's burning, like that's what you like about it?
Oh, my candles
Someday you're gonna wake up and be like, where's my face? And it's gonna be gone.
I'd be dead.
Freddy Krueger.
One time, Callie pushed me out of the car and said, "You fag, you're gonna go to hell." And she spit on me and she stomped on me. This Baja Blast is going straight through me.
These are heinous lies. Anyways.
No, they're not.
And with that.
Hi, how are you?
Tune in next time. Or don't. This has been... I just won't finish the sentence. This has been...
Gosh,
this has been... And that's it.